What up, YouTube? You can't stop trading and investing with your boy James E. Wednesday, hump day. I want to go over my overnight play I did on DSCR, how that turned out. Seen a beautiful move on RGBP. Had its first green day, and I noticed it early morning when it was solidifying a bottom. So I wound up playing that, got a few day trades in there, and then also purchased that for an overnight play because it's a first green day. So we're going to get into all that. But before I do, man, please click that like button. Please subscribe. It is very much appreciated. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that likes to research and analyze anything I find interesting in the stock market. And I like to share that with anybody willing to listen. So that being said, let's do this. Let's start with DSCR. Now, if you haven't watched my previous video, please go and do so. But DSCR came out with some news last night about a development of Discovery Coin, a payment gateway, which is cryptocurrency related. And it's those type of news catalysts because right now, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, blockchain, all that shit is still hot. Everyone's talking about it. It's funny because my dad was just telling me about my uncle and how he made some money off he started getting into cryptocurrency. And so it's kind of funny to me because, which is cool. I mean, cool, study some new shit, whatever. But again, that goes to show that how hot these topics are, which causes runs in the stock market. So let's just get into it. DSCR, as you can see, a beautiful gradual climb here. And so when it was picking up here, look at this spike in volume right here. And this was the day of the news. So when it started coming down off the high, I figured we could get a gap up back up to the high, and it winded up gapping up past the high, which was great. Didn't really expect a gap up that high. And it worked beautifully in my favor. So I bought 200,000 shares in this account. As you can see, I bought it in here. So before the market closed, I was already up $276 on my position at the market close. So added that to the profit to yesterday. And then when I woke up this morning, gapped up to the 2.2 and made $620 in this account on DSCR, just doing the simple overnight play. And then in this account, DSCR made another $477, which already put me at about $1,100 profit right there. And then bought some shares in this account on DSCR and made $310. So overall, started my morning with a $1,400 profit. And that's a beautiful way to start your morning. And now I literally at this point, I was like, man, let's just shut the lab, man. Let's not even look at anything else. But again, I am a trader and I love to trade. And I noticed RGBP. This was starting to become a green day. Now in the morning, before you see all that, I noticed this solid base. Like it was just basing right here. Popped here, pulled back. So I said, man, if it breaks this right here, if it breaks that high of day, we're most likely going to get a green day. And that's exactly what happened. So I bought a position of 200,000 shares, and then try to add another 100,000, but it only executed me 40 before it blew past in this candle. And then we had a nice, beautiful run. And I sold it. I believe I sold it somewhere in this candle, and then I could have made a lot more here. But I was perfectly happy taking a $363 profit to add to my $1,400 profit already. So when I did that, that's when I called it quits. I said, okay, cool. I'm done for the day. I'm going to shut my lab. I actually needed to update my computer. My laptop needed an update, and that takes time. So I just said, I'm just going to update my laptop because that's going to give me an excuse to just walk away. And I mean, if my laptop's updating, I can't be on my platform. So I decided to do that. And then I came back into the market. And realized RGBP was still going on this beautiful, massive run. So let me turn this one into RG so you guys can get a clear picture. So I jumped back in it. As you can see, first green day, massive run, dropped here, first green day, gap up. Huge drop again, first green day, spike in volume on a beautiful run. So this one, I winded up capturing another $267. Actually, you know what? It's actually in reverse. I'm sorry. RGBP, the 276 I made here was the first one I made in the morning on this morning push. Then I closed my lab, okay? And so I made that 276. Then I came over here when I noticed, because this is my account that I have over the PDT rule. And it's kind of weird because they locked me out again, even though I'm over the 25K. They still locked me out, which I think because I just went back over the 25K mark today. So I'm assuming that they just haven't processed it yet, where they know, okay, this account's over 25, so it's allowed to have multiple trades. So anyway, you know, when I seen it keep going, let's back up. So when I seen it here, start grinding here, I was like, dude, I'm a buyer again if it breaks this high. And sure enough, it did. That's when I bought 240,000 shares, sold it into this nice push, sold it in the 2.5 area for the 363. So 267 in the morning, and then bought it midday around 10 o'clock for another 363. So that's you know, 700, another 720, some shit like that. No, 620. Yeah, 620, something like that. So that was beautiful. So that put me up over $2,000. And then I noticed it was first green day. And since I noticed it was first green day, I was like, okay, I'm going to definitely go all in on this one. And now the reason why, because lately I've been taking smaller size because the market hasn't really been doing what I wanted to. But if we go here, just look at the sheer volume. We're trading 843 million shares, almost a billion shares being traded. That is a shitload of shares. So for me personally, for me to have 1 million, 2 million shares, that's nothing. Okay, that's nothing when it's getting traded like that. As you can see, let me see. Actually, you see, you guys are gonna learn with me right now. Let's see. This first candle. 12 million shares were traded in this first candle alone. 1 minute into the market open, 12 million shares are being traded. So if I had 1 million shares of that, 2 million shares, I'm comfortable with getting an execution. And so my goal was to go all in. So I bought 500,000 shares in this account, which was almost all in, but I could have actually bought a little bit more. But I wanted to buy another 500,000 shares in my other account that's over 25K, but for some reason, like I said, they kind of locked me out of it again due to the PDT rule, but I think it's because I just crossed over 25K again today, so they haven't processed the fact that I am over 25, because I'm a little short of 26,000. I'm like at 25.9, some shit like that in that account. So it didn't let me execute, but I was able to capture 500,000 shares in this account, and then I was able to buy 300,000 shares in this account. And this one I bought it right at the market close, so I was able to catch the closing price. So zero profit added for that one. So this is going to be beautiful. A gap up overnight if it gaps up, because you know nothing's certain in the stock market. But it's a play that fucking works for me damn near all the time, 80% of the time, I would say, probably even a higher percentage than that. So this one I was able to capture it at 305. And it closed at 308, bought 500,000 shares. So that gave me another $136 on the day. So overall, made over $700 on RGBP today. And then on DSCR, made over $1,400. So I made over $2,100 profit on the day. Just doing the same shit I always do. I just so happen to recognize RGBP early with the basing in the morning. And I said, man, if this thing breaks that high after this base, we could have a run. Did I expect a monster run like this? Like in reality, if I would have held my original 200,000 shares in the ones, I would have made, you know, well over $2,000 on RGBP. and then added that to my 14. So I'd have been somewhere around $3,600 profit on the day if I'd have just held. But again, that's in hindsight. Yeah, it had a beautiful move, but we never know what the fuck's gonna happen. Look at this beautiful fucking climb. That's what I like to see. But how am I supposed to know? But what I do know is that it closed fucking strong. It closed on a first green day. The last time it closed at the very high on a first green day, gapped up the next day, had a nice run before the drop. So I'm expecting, so 800,000 shares is no joke, man. So even if it has a quarter, a quarter of a gap up, a quarter of a penny, that's still $2,000 right there. So, but with the strength I'm seeing here, the volume being traded over 800 million shares, first green day, all these signs are pointing to me having a beautiful payday right when I wake up in the morning. All I gotta do is push a fucking button right at market open and I'm good to go, man. Just like I did this morning. Made $1,400 doing an overnight play, buying it at 12:55 and then selling it right at 6:30 in the morning because the market's closed. Your money ain't going nowhere. It's stuck right there until 6:30. So it's stuck right there, and I love that because there's no risk involved in that process other than it could potentially gap down, but the odds are in my favor for a gap up than a gap down. So if I do get a gap down and I take a loss, no fucking big deal because the majority of the time I will take that win. So yeah, man, DSCR overnight play 1400. Intraday action of intraday breakouts on the first green day. Was able to capture another 400 here and 3, so another 760 on top of $1,400. So that was beautiful, and then holding for that overnight play to see what happens tomorrow morning. I'm hoping we get some kind of major gap up like we did on DSCR. If we get that, I'm looking at a great payday tomorrow morning. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of my analysis. Again, if you made it this far, please click that like button. Please subscribe. You can't stop Mafia. Meaning never stop yourself, never stop your progress, never stop your education, especially in finance. Having multiple streams of income is an amazing thing. And the stock market is a place where you can do that. DSCR, beautiful overnighter on an amazing run due to a news catalyst about cryptocurrency, which is hot right now. Made 1,400 today off of it. And then first green day on RGBP, made 760 on the intraday day trading price action, and then holding it for overnight because it's the first green day. All right, so I'll be sure to keep you updated as much as possible. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.